I feel learning more about what goes on in public meetings is pretty important. Before documenters, I didn't realize people even had access to Cleveland public meetings because I kind of thought it was more private. So anyone could join documenters. You don't have to be of certain age. You don't have to be of certain status. Like, you don't have to be a certain major. If you want to know what's going on in your community and you want to learn more about it, then I feel like you should.
This is an opportunity for citizens to hear from other citizens about issues that are being debated, decisions are being made, and it's really interesting to me how citizens' voices are incorporated into a lot of these meetings. So things that citizens care about that a paid professional reporter might not pick up on because they're writing from a completely different perspective.
Our cities don't operate the ways they used to operate. And the city's less dense. Highways are taking folks further away, so they're congregating in different ways. All of these different ways, folks aren't connecting and sharing information. So in a sense, yes, we're filling the gaps of what reporting used to do, but we're also creating new infrastructure to serve the functions that we actually need. That's what I feel like Documenters is. We're creating a new way for citizens to engage and learn about their government in a time when it's really difficult. I mean, it's not just that citizens don't care, they don't have time. And government is not particularly accessible. Local government is not particularly accessible.
In the beginning, I wasn't sure if I was good enough to even do this. Yes, I had journalistic experience. But then when you hear the agenda, when you read the agenda, and when you learn more about what each board meeting does, I feel like it can be simplified. And that's what I like to do. So I feel like by documenting these meetings, I help give people access to information, which is access to power.
Accessibility isn't just having the door open, it's like the invitation to the door. We know the literacy rates in the city of Cleveland. We know the internet access that folks have. And we also just know that in general, folks don't feel like they have access to our government and information about our government. And so if we want this to do what we say we want it to do, we need to find ways to make that information more accessible to folks. And that means going on Instagram, and that means finding ways to do things on radio and do things on video.
The more people understand how these commissions work and the more they can be involved, the better the outcomes are. If you don't know what's going on, you cannot make informed decisions, you cannot be an effective citizen, and you might not find out until it's much too late that something that you care very strongly about has been decided by people who've never heard your voice in a way that's not going to be positive to you.
The thing that I'm most excited about is having the folks who are doing the documenting really have these conversations and begin to talk. Because by attending these meetings, they're picking up all of this civic knowledge and thinking about the ways they can use that in their lives. A civic information system is part of that civic infrastructure. It's how folks talk when they're at the bus stop, or when they're at their union hall, or when they're at the bar, and the information that they share. Community network building is really building those connections. That's the civic infrastructure that I want to be building here in Northeast Ohio.